And this was a piece that we have a lot of cow parsley growing here. This is cow parsley from near where I live in Mechelen. It is, of course, also very common in Britain. And Martin pointed out to me that in some of the British vernacular, it is known as Mother's Day. Do you come in? So, this piece, which is called Mothers Awake in Fields. Yeah, he's not listening. Sorry. Wake in Fields.
Oh,
yeah.
very good.
Yeah, punishment being the highest form of humour.
Punishing you for being for life.
I know. So this led to a series. And so there is this piece here, which is in the book, and then these are also connected. And as is this text poem I'm about to read, but I'm going to do this. So, Mothers Die for Lunch. Overlooked between the canal and the towpath, slender stems reach up, offering plates of whipped cream. You stop your bike and step off the tarmac onto the yielding verge. As you bend over them, they more resemble fine lace worked by skilled fingers. A drop of red recalls a pinprick, a century of sleep. Beyond the reach of cocked legs, you reach into the stands, inhaling canal must, watching pollinators whirring, many alien to you, and take a handful of the leaves that plume low from the stalk, carrot top brightness for a hydroponic salad, polytunnel pale. What if, instead of lace for a queen, you have picked the quiet cousin, not peas in the pod similar, more sweet peas on a willow frame similar? What if, instead of poor man's parsley, you have brought Mother's Day for lunch? And what if, at the end of last year, you had stopped your bike and turned into the drizzle and reached down to grab a handful of dry stalks, each topped with an umbel that cupped fine threads and balanced dark round seeds? What if you had shoved this desiccated bouquet into your bike bag and brought it home through the side gate and in through the back door, the only one anyone uses after the first time? And what if you had stood in the kitchen looking out at the cedar darkening while the bamboo clattered and the jackdaws settled? And what if you had lit the kindling in your hand, gingerly, lest it catch too quickly? And what if, from somewhere before you, an old incantation had come to you? Not in words, but the incantation itself. And what if this came to you as you stood beneath the sisters and you felt the talisman fold around you as the smoke dissipated, and you sniffed for a scent between canal dank and straw dry, but it eluded you, and you began to feel self-conscious, even though you were alone, and you tossed the blackened sticks into the compost bowl and got on with your evening, just one more like many others? What if, this next time, you braked a little more slowly in the late spring, and you foraged from the neighbouring patch of lace-crowned stems with feathered leaves to add a peppery kick to supermarket dulled lettuce? The final poem I'm going to read from the book is this triple piece. Charlotte, would you mind putting it? Yeah. And the QR code does work. So it is a sample. It is fan text taken from Vanity Fair, and then this is then the pattern for creating the embroidery piece, or a QR code together. That an embroidery pattern can also, of course, be a musical, a sound poem score. So I'm going to perform this. But I would really like to thank, first of all, you all for coming this evening. I would particularly like to thank the poets who contributed to Frayed Edges. So to Susie Campbell, Sally Gore, Julia Rose Lewis, Imogen Reeds, Simon Tyrrell and Resgo Wahid. And to the team from Femmesocial Press who made this lovely production, to Steve Fowler and the Pottery Collective, and it's so nice that some of you are here. And of course to Helen and hosting us here for this evening's readings. So thank you all very much indeed.